Hi all, welcome to my Game Week 465 squads. Really try to be creative this week with team names and have a bit of fun. But nah, it's like we had good run last weekend. Unlucky this week really with the midweek. In the end, it was just a Visper rotation ruining us. But if I'd thought about it more wisely, I could have built a full squad of 5, maybe even like this division, and have half a chance, but maybe a bit of better thought process was needed from me really when I should have known better with like Avispa, Cerezo, etc. But we live and learn. But this game week, Challenger, we have 2 full squads. Hopefully Boyd plays this week. McMath, Polster, Jordy, Van Lebeherg, Herbers and Boxall. I feel Herbers should still score well, but I feel Jordy, with it being Silkeborg, is who Brøndby playing. I fancy them to do well, and Jordy's very good in on all-round games, so I thought be the best way about it. Gallagher captain this week seems logical. I did ponder Delge being go ahead via Almer, but see how it pans out. I feel Austin very strong just now. It's just a pity that the Div 5 team is basically a throwaway, mainly due to Nardi being injured, but I'm not committing funds now to another limited keeper in Europe. I'd rather commit like Japan or namely America really, but really at the same time I don't have to. It'd be more like Challenger, like get another Challenger, get another maybe Contender goalie, and then would be able to do 3 teams a week. So there's that possibility as well. There should be some gallery thinning out planned over the weekend next week. We might have half a chance that this time next week we're adding, as I said, you might see a change here, but time will tell. Contender squads in Div 1 we have Hibs it. Always got to play off the joke of Hibs. Not quite a full Hibs obviously, we would have put Rocky in, but Undabarina, just to give this team a real strong chance. To be honest, this game week, if Hibs can't score well, then questions will be asked. Cadden is probably the biggest omission from all these teams, if I'm honest. I would have thought I might have fitted them in somewhere, but I've tried to then be creative. Rocky off Pablo's canvas. If you get that joke, fair play to you. Basically, Rocky is in the boxer, and then Pablo Picasso. That was the joke. But that team has a real good chance as well. Gymnasia, very favourable game. Pablo the Blast is really a form player in Argentina just now, which is really great to see, so I'm delighted with that. And then the 5 teams actually not bad. Like Lukian's getting goals and assists, so he's really very good in decisives. I'd like to hope Ferrell keep another clean sheet as they try and sneak into the playoffs, and I can kind of plan maybe some Ferrell buying for playoffs, because it's the same approach we did last year with Levante and Albacete. Ended up keeping the Albacete players and selling off the Levante players. I think the ones that we would have had anyway, they're all over the shop now. Franqueza, Mendes, Tanaka looking. I like how I've said, look, he shunted my arm. I've tried to play off 3 players, as in Lukian, Shunta and Armando. Just have a bit of fun. All-Star, Hachangri, hopefully back from concussion protocol. Nagishi probably gets dropped to the bench again because of Murakami keeping a clean sheet, but it will be interesting to see how the weekend game goes. Does Hasib start to go in rotation cycle again? Then it makes it all the more confusing for goalies, and what do we expect then? So Kamai, Melkerson, Asano. I wish we could field more teams in a sense, but in reality I can't because I don't have any more goalies, or at least starting goalies. But yeah, so that's that. We have got ourselves a new rare forward in the form of Renault Imond. We tried to play to budget. Cost us £2. We initially tried to get Juka from Gijon, couldn't get him. But when I look at it deep down, I feel Emond is a better shout. Only because of who is playing. That's the way I looked at it. I thought Eupen v Corbett is a bottom of the table clash. And I thought Emond, when you look at his stats lately, it's not been bad. And this is the kind of game where I would fancy him if it loads. Probably not now that I want to check him. Like Sorare will be like, yeah, you wanted to check this guy? Yeah, tough. Basically the last 5 games he's played, he got 60 against St Truden with a goal, and this is the kind of game I fancy him to deliver. Time will tell. Obviously he's only played 10 games this season, which seems wrong because it's 9. In fact, no, it's not. Is that first of the season? Maybe. That might have been the first game of the season, the July game. But nonetheless, 2 goals so far. He is expected to start. Next cheapest was like £4, and I was like, we'll take the chance. Like the hope is that we can sort out a swap for Westburg, get an actual starting keeper. And there was someone that had like 3 different goalies I wanted, and it was like £20 to £25 for the each on any of them, and it was like that's what the last sales were. They were wanting about £40, and I was like, yeah, I'm not interested. Like, you want 40, you basically want double the money, and I was like, nah, I'm not interested. 220. I've made the adjustment and brought in Nara into this team, and because we have 2 starting forwards, as it were, so Nara, Kanamori, Yuzawa and Engels, so it gives all the Avispa players a chance. I may ponder to sell Kanamori and Yuzawa, but at the same time, part of me doesn't want to, because I'm like, rotation is inevitable and all this kind of thing. Like, my Jima, Kono, my Nara really should be 4 key players, but Kono and I'd like to keep as the main Avispa options. It's then just a case of who else fits in the gaps for there. 270 is Keta, Melo, Takagi. If Takagi's fit, this could be a game breaker, but we've been against Cerezo. I'm hoping it's like 0-0. Sorry, like Alberex don't score, but he has like high AA, I should say. Maijima and Martin Boyle. 240 Yanez by Mia, Mikel Meza and Otero. And 220 Murakami, Nara, Suga, Leon and Alexia. I probably should have fitted Cadden in somewhere. That's probably my own fault, but it is what it is. Only had 2 academy teams in the end because it just shows how running out of keepers. Walcott, Oviedo, Yamagishi, Fernandez, Davis, Christian, Higashiguchi, Dawan, Leon and Rubio. Higashiguchi, not far away, but where he comes back and he start, I highly doubt it, but I will be looking elsewhere for goalkeepers. But we'll see how we go. Like, if we have 2 teams in Division 1, it gets a right laugh here for Contender Classic. If we were to get into Division 1, I'll be happy. Like, its early predictions is like 1 box across all the teams. Like, realistically, if all the teams perform like last week, we legitimately could have like 10 boxes again, and we'd be laughing. Like, but all wait and see game. Like, all 6, as long as, in my personal opinion, if all 6 teams, all 5 players start and play and just do well. Obviously, Nardi's the only one that's probably not going to play. This team's a bit of a throwaway, but if all 4 other players were to play and actually score well, then you never know. But wait and see game, obviously, and we take it from there. But let me know, folks, your thoughts on teams and what your thoughts are for everything. As usual, for cap, we go minimum threshold, so 270 for each. It'd be fun in games if it happened this week for 240, but not going to be easy in the slightest. As I say, I really should probably put Cadden in over Michael Meza, but how he played last game made me kind of go with him. But have a good one, folks. Take you all, and I'll catch you all later.